Hello and welcome to another Amplitude stream. How are we all doing today? Good to see everybody here in chat. Krogel, Sir Kaplan, Pale Blue Mateo, J Spark, saw you here yesterday for Wild Wednesdays. Welcome back. Eric 007 and Sublustrous.
Hey, Sublustrous seems to have seen your TikTok efforts.
Yeah, Sublustrous was borderline I don't know, borderline mean to me on Twitter. He doesn't think that we should have a TikTok. I think that TikTok is a great platform to get, new interactions as a platform goes. But
I mean, I think it's also TikTok for gaming is very new, and a lot of gaming companies are experimenting with what they can do with it. Like,
Yeah.
as you had shown me, there's some companies who do like, hey, here's a little look at what we've been working on this week, and they just show one of the devs at their actual PC, showing off, hey, here's my prototype or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have other people who do like jokes about gaming or whatever, and it's and not just with gaming. Like, there's so much crazy stuff on TikTok that you would never expect to find, because like I learned yesterday that apparently there's a maths TikTok where, like, mathematicians make short videos
about doing math.
About recreational math, like
recreational math. That sounds like a drug.
that is something that mathematicians.
I'm talking about that sweet blue math, blue crystal math.
Yeah, mathematicians do maths for fun. Like, there was one who was like, the towers of Hanoi, the three poles.
You lost me.
Those three poles with a pyramid where you get to move only one piece at a time. And
I know what you're talking about now.
And he was like, I've assigned musical notes to these, and then when you actually do the optimal solve, you get this tune. And it's like, yeah, sure, that's it's math, but it's also something fun because you have the musical bit in there.
Yeah, and I think that making learning fun is a special skill.
Yeah,
I think Mark Rober or whatever, or I mean, there's actually a lot of YouTubers that do this well, where they're like, let's learn science, but let's do it in a fun way that people are actually engaged, enough to be interested in, because I think the battle today is like, okay, well, I know we're a video game studio, but like video games for hours, and I'm talking about more mindless video games. I feel like our video games are very like interactive, and they actually like help you learn things, which it's so funny. I don't know if you all know about this, but speaking of TikTok being a platform that's worth it, I was scrolling through TikTok looking for things, about Humankind, just to see kind of what people had made already. And I came across this teacher, this high school teacher that teaches history classes he had previously been doing it just through Civilization. And wow, the captions are really struggling today. Why is it only showing one line? Oh, what the heck? What the heck? Hold up, everybody. Oh my gosh, wow.
There it is.
I don't know what happened. Sometimes Streamlabs loses its mind. Sorry.
Streamlabs is working with Twitch. Of course, it sometimes loses its mind. You know how no matter how much you prepare when you start streaming, there's a technical issue. Streamlabs is in the same boat as we are.
Well, and there's nothing that should have changed with that since the last time I've streamed, which was yesterday. But hey, you know how it goes. But anyways, so he teaches his classes through Civilization, and I was just like, but then he was talking about how he's using the base Civ 5 game, which is like 10 years old at this point. And
I mean, I guess on the plus side, that at least runs on school PCs. Because we all know how sometimes the school PCs are not super modern tech.
Yes, however, these school PCs that he uses actually have graphics cards in them because he actually has an esports team at their high school as well that he coaches for. And I thought we had a change game command. No. Are we on the wrong game right now? I also believe the command is / or maybe it's title change. I don't know.
But Let me actually check. I,
on the
I
moderator
probably
tools.
got the notification, and I can check if it's the right one.
I mean, let me just hit the pencil button. Anyways, so their computers are actually no, we're on Humankind. We're on Humankind. You're freaking me out, Rogan. Oh, you just changed. What the heck? Son of a gun. Sometimes you do everything you can and it still messes up.
I
That's why we have.
I was talking about that, right?
Yeah, that's why we have good moderators in the chat.
Anyway, you were saying about the
Yeah. So,
teaching.
anyways, I was just like, and he's like, oh, like I wish we could have the updated games, and I'm like, this man should be playing Humankind with his students. And so I talked to my boss and I was just like, hey, like, can we help this guy out? And she's like, oh yeah, like that sounds like a great idea. That
Yeah,
sounds so cool. Like he's a teacher, and I'm like, yeah. And so we got the man 11 deluxe edition keys to give to his students to play Humankind instead. They were already like into the semester at that point, and they do one game per semester. Obviously it takes a while, but they were just like, he was just like so excited about it, and I was just like, this is like the first time at this job yet that I've like felt like I've like actually, I don't know, made a difference. Does that sound terrible? But I've like touched something.
No, I don't think it's terrible to say you made a difference, because this is a kind of difference that you don't often get to make,
or that you get to see the results
and
of
you get to see the results. And it's interesting how definitely games for teaching super useful, because it makes learning fun.
Yeah.
And Humankind definitely can inspire people to look into history. And it's also, there's a German streamer I had been working on before, who's like part of an association of various historians and history teachers who are all about history in video games, and who are like analyzing about the myth of historical accuracy, because it can never actually be accurate once you put the player in the driver's chair or general's chair or whatever you want to call it. And how people perceive history through games and all of that kind. And I'll probably actually join them on stream eventually for like a Humankind event, where they discuss how the Humankind represents history with the culture change and all of that. And it's fascinating. And I think actually one of his colleagues is also using games at university to teach courses. So maybe I should talk to him if they need keys as well. But
yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. I think that it was a couple years after high school for me that I started hearing about people using Minecraft for like classes or whatever. And I think that's the first time I really heard about video games being used in like a teaching setting. And I was just like, this is a fantastic idea. Like, why haven't people been using video games before?
That when I was doing my practical training as a teacher, which I never quite finished because of various reasons. Let's not get into that. But there was one of those project weeks,
right?
Where the students have to sign up for a project and finish it, and then present it at a big event where all the parents can come and check it out. And since I was only the trainee, of course, I kind of latched onto a different project, because I wasn't necessarily confident running my own yet. And that project was like to teach about transistors or relays in a more simple terms.
Just for the people that are uneducated out here, what are transistors and relays?
It's basically, the important thing is you can control a large electricity flow with a small one. So it's basically like a switch for electricity.
Okay.
But on a very small scale.
Okay.
And
so things that you would put on an electrical board.
For example, yes, exactly. And depending on how you arrange them, you can get various results out of them. Like you put a photosensitive sensor, a light sensor, that hooks up to the switch part, and then you can use that to turn on the lamp or something like that. Right. And the students were supposed to learn about that, and of course actually make practical boards that actually work. But the students were like at a young age, and they were like super into Minecraft, and in every chance they got into breaks, they would play Minecraft on their phones. And I'm like,
I've been there.
But I'm sitting there and thinking, they're super into Minecraft, which has the whole redstone circuit thing.
basic electrical
which
circuitry.
you can use to do the basic electrical circuitry. Why are you not tapping into that to reach them? Because during the actual project, they were there because it was the one they got. They didn't get the ones they actually wanted. If you had tapped into the Minecraft, you would have gotten them so on board. If you had said,
Oh yeah.
"Okay, we have the Minecraft," and you build this circuit in Minecraft, and
Oh yeah.
in Minecraft, you probably could have even told them, this is the result you want. Come up with the circuit. Whereas for the actual welding on the board, they gave them pre-made layouts,
Oh
and it was like
right. It doesn't.
they didn't care about that.
There's not even, because there are multiple ways to solve a problem. I think one of the biggest like almost lies that they tell you in school is that there's like one way to solve a problem or whatever. I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
they say that you can do it however you want, but I know in a lot of my classes they would make it like, oh, well, if you didn't do your work using the like prescribed method, you wouldn't get as many points. And half the time I would do it my own little quick shortcut way that I
Mhm.
figured out. And then they'd be like, "Oh, but you didn't show your work. Even if you got the right answer, you still didn't show your work, so we don't know how you got it. So you get
I mean
less points."
that part is somewhat legitimate,
Right.
because you in my opinion, as a former math teacher, you can use a different way, but I need to be able to follow the way. So whatever you did in your head, you need to put on paper. If it's something different than what we practiced in class,
Right. In a
I don't
homework
care.
setting or like a test
In
setting?
a test setting,
Okay.
because if you have,
Why does it matter how they got the answer then?
because otherwise there's always the risk that they
Cheating.
cheated, they copied it from somebody
Right.
else. Or I even saw one that was about fractions, where if you looked at what was on the page, it looked like they had done something wrong, and just by sheer luck, the result was the same
Right.
as the real result.
Interesting.
Where they, like, they added something where they should have
It's important to
multiplied.
have proofs. Yeah, I agree that the process is important, but sometimes it felt like I was being held back
Yeah, definitely. But
because they were like, "No, you have to do it this way," and I was like, "But I'd have a faster way that
yeah,
I get
exactly.
to."
The you have to do it this way. That I absolutely don't agree with.
Yeah.
And math classes are super bad about that. But for example, like, that particular example, I think, it was something like,
Yeah.
it should have been multiplication, and he did addition. So, and of course, if you have
Yeah.
2 plus 2 or 2 times 2, you get the same result.
Yeah, and
But if you have that in fractions, and then it gets problematic.
I think if I'm being honest with myself as well, I think a big part of my issue with the school, showing your work and stuff was also partly laziness, because I if I can hold all the information in my head and not write any of it down, it's faster for me to just be like, okay, what is it? Okay, the answer is this, and then just write down the answer and not have to write down every single thing that I had to. Because some of these things are quite long form,
Yeah.
especially when you get into the higher maths like
Oh, God,
calculus
yes.
and you're doing limit stuff, and like it's
Calculating the limits by hand. Oh my God, I hate that.
okay, yeah. There's so many the calculus 2 is the class why I changed my major in college. I was just like, nope. Nope. Actually, it was only part of the reason. It was the 3-hour lab twice a week that I was also like, do I want to spend 6 hours of my life in a lab like centrifuging chemicals and like and like not being able to talk to anybody for my job? Because it's probably going to be worse when I actually get to like a biotech lab and like have to like do all this stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I'd like to work with people. I don't know how to do long division. I barely even know regular division. Well, long division is just division by hand. It's not even. It's just not using a calculator.
I mean, that one I always hated, when the teachers would be like, "Oh, you don't always have a calculator with you." What the hell is this?
Yeah, in today's world, you do have a calculator pretty much all the time.
And I think the math class actually suffered because of that, because the whole "you can't do it another way"
Yeah,
is down to, you need to do it all in your head. You're not allowed to ask your calculator for the answer of the actual
it's messed
calculation.
up.
And that's also, I think, that's where the "you need to document your steps" would come in a lot more, is if students were actually solving a problem with several different potential
Yeah.
solutions. Then of course they need to show which way they took, because it's basically
Well, it's important.
basically if we think of it not as a here's a situation, give me the output number, but more like, let's say, you know about the Pythagorean
Pythagorean.
Sorry, I'm not sure what to put the stress in English
No, you're
about
fine.
the theorem, and you know what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a triangle. Think of why it is true.
Yeah.
Like already know the result, but you need to actually
We
be
still
able
need
to
you as a teacher. The world still needs
and
teachers like you.
And the things, when I was at university, we had a course about history of mathematics and natural sciences.
Somebody's saying they think math should be taught as part of history.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
I think maths can be fun, J Spark, but I think also a lot of ways that it's taught isn't
a lot
fun.
of school maths isn't fun. And
it's find me X because I tell you to.
Yeah, and
as opposed to making it
when
useful.
I had that class of history of
relevant.
mathematics and natural sciences, they showed us some proofs the ancient Greeks had for like the Pythagorean theorem and stuff like that. And it's like, this proof is beautiful and super simple. Why is that never shown in school? It was like basically they had like the triangle and they put a different triangle on top and then they pulled a bit on it and twisted it, and it was obvious that it was the same area because you hadn't changed you have switched it a bit or pulled it a bit, but the area of the doesn't change when you pull on the top of the triangle. So it was obvious that it was the same.
I'm familiar with triangles.
I'm just saying more for benefit of chat, because the fact that if you have a triangle and you pick the top bit and you pull it sideways, that the area doesn't change, that's not necessarily super obvious at first glance. But and it's like was super easy, and then in school you do these like super complicated proofs then, and why?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think that I think it's an issue with the systems, but then I also think that, and this is not a dig on any teachers out there, but I do think that when you have a body of people, you're going to have the good ones, and then you're going to have people that have kind of given up, and this is true in all things. I'm sure it's true in any job that you can think of. There's people that come every day to work and they want to make it better and they want to do their job as best they can and they innovate and they learn. And that's the thing about teaching, I think, is that you get stuck in these like textbook, the administration is telling me I have to use this textbook and I have to teach these things, but like maybe the teacher even wants to teach it differently. Like it's just
that's the thing. I think a lot of the teachers, a lot of teachers
barriers
care a lot about actually teaching and educating their students and reaching them, and not necessarily about you need to be able to do this algorithm, but actually educating them to think critically and independently. But then the whole administration, as you say, happens. You need to use this textbook, you need to write the tests at this and this point, and sometimes it's even when it
the red tape
when you get to the point of there's these standardized tests, and then everybody in the whole like county or whatever takes the same test, and then a lot of the time I feel the actual learning to think critically falls by the wayside of meet the requirements, like tick the check boxes basically.
This has been a really great math discussion.
Speaking of maths discussions, maybe we should actually start getting into the game.
We should calculate how hard we're gonna have to try to win this, because we are currently in a pretty dicey situation over here. We're gonna have to fix the captions. The captions lost their mind on this one as well.
Yeah, I guess I'll just start the loading, and then we can. I guess if we pick this, it'll come back.
It's the
oh no!
It's the size.
It's the size that lost their mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's. Let's just do 3 lines. Yeah. It's just strange that they both lost their minds at the same time. Sorry, I thought it was a podcast. No, you would. Should we make a podcast actually? You want to make a podcast with me, Stephanie?
I mean, we could consider a podcast. I know some other studios have one, so. But the question is, what would
all raise their hand if you would like a podcast in addition to the Dungeons and Dragons campaign?
Yeah. The question then becomes, what is the podcast about?
What is it not about?
I mean, if the podcast is just about whatever we want to talk about, then it's Amplitude's Food Corner.
Well, I think we'd have to come up with a catchy name so that people would be interested. Like, I love people actually raising their hand. It's great. I don't know.
I mean,
Chat, what are names that we can name our podcast?
look, the company's called Amplitude, and podcasts are, sound based. I'm sure there's a pun we can find somewhere.
That's true. Maximum Totally Amped podcast. Maximum Amplitudium.
Now, terrible reference that some in chat will probably get. Up to 11.
Up to 11. Is this a game reference?
no,
Am I too young for this?
You're probably too young for this. I'm technically too young for this.
Okay, then I'm definitely.
There was a parody of a documentary about a rock band called "This Is Spinal Tap."
I feel like I've heard of Spinal Tap. Maybe.
Yeah, Spinal Tap is it's a fictional band.
Oh, it's not a real band.
No, but
okay.
It was styled on the whole alternative and glam rock bands and all of that.
Okay.
And there's a scene where the interviewer talks to them about the different guitars and amps, and the dude is like, oh, and we had this amp specially made. You know how normal amps they go from 1 to 10. This one goes up to 11. and so when
maximum.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, so when we want to go the extra, we turn it up to 11, and then the interviewer is like, why not just make 10 louder? And then he just keeps responding, this one goes to 11.
Up to 11, yeah.
It's like, so that's why turning it up to 11 is this phrase of going over the top when there's no reason to go over the top.
It's more than enough.
It's more than enough, and it's absurd.
We could name the podcast Up to 11,
but I'm not sure if we're allowed to make Spinal Tap references because of copyright.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Ampcast sounds cool, but also maybe it's too short. What does it tell? I don't know if it tells anybody about what it's gonna be about.
Yeah, that's the thing, really.
Because I'd love to have something that sounds like a, like a shoot in the breeze kind of podcast. Because one of the podcasts that I like, that's just kind of like a shoot the breeze one is the a hot dog is a sandwich is the Mythical Kitchen one. What is the Ear Biscuits? Ear Biscuits is the Good Mythical Morning podcast, and Ear Biscuits is just like, I don't know, something you listen to, I guess. I love doing science routes in games, and this game makes a challenge for it that's funny compared to Civ and the like. That's funny. Why is the science route funny in this game?
No, I think what they mean is it's funny that in this game the science route is not as easy as in many 4X games, because very often 4X games, you're in that situation of, if you go the science route, everything you have is just so much better than everything the enemy has that the challenge is gone.
Okay. Interesting. If you like those types of podcasts, Trash Taste is a good one. It's 3 best friends who are YouTubers that travel the world and just chat and tell stories. Yeah, see, but that's what we could do, Do the
minus the travel the world part.
Talk about maths and things, Well, I mean, I've traveled the world already.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to travel so much, I'm afraid.
You went to the US though, right?
No.
Oh, you haven't gone to the US.
Technically I should have gone to either the UK or the US for like half a year for my studies.
Right.
As, an English teacher.
So where have you been?
But I didn't actually get to go to either, because at the time they were restructuring the course of studies. So it was a big bureaucratic administrative mess. I never had a half a year I could spare, because, when it was like, oh yeah, like next year I can do the 6 months in the UK, and then suddenly one of the departments was like, oh, but actually the test you need to take, we're phasing that out next year.
Oh gosh.
And so it kept being stuff like that, so I never actually got to go.
Gosh dang it. I hate red tape. I really do. I think that almost anything that halts the creative process is just not good. Unless it's like a check and balance type of thing. If it's something that keeps you from making grave errors, then yes. But usually I feel like red tape is just annoying. I don't know. It's enjoyable because it forces me to explore and multitask multiple routes at the same time. I think I get what you mean now. Yeah. Ooh, we're in negative foods on our big old
We,
city.
we can fix that. That's not a problem. I just need to put out some actual combat units because
We're getting swarmed by invaders?
by Mycenaeans, I
Oh
believe.
my gosh.
So I guess, you know, we
Let's
need
take
to
'em out.
we need to take my king, then liberate it so that later we can attach it.
Can we attach across oceans? Could this be the same part of the city?
As long as it, you know, borders here.
Touches.
But I think we haven't invented. No, we have invented the absorb city ability, but I don't think we have enough influence at the moment.
We're getting pretty good influence though. 53 per turn. That's not bad.
Nice. The Axomites are turning out to be pretty good friends, and since they're actually also pretty big, I think maybe for now.
We ally with them.
Hey, wait, actually, are they close to the Mycenaeans? No, not really. So there's no point in asking them to join the war. I don't think the crisis, the grievance fired yet anyway.
What's up, Oscar Marquez? Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you back here. Hope you're having a great day. Amplicast Maths and Games. That just sounds boring though, doesn't? I mean, nothing against your title, but I wouldn't listen to Amplicast Math and Games more personally.
You know, I can see that doesn't necessarily have mass appeal.
A ring to it. We need a ring, something that rings.
Let us formalize.
What? Because, you know, I might be the kind of weirdo who enjoys weird maths facts for fun, but I don't think necessarily the majority of players is.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. You did it on purpose. You made it intentionally bad. It's a bold move there. Bold move there, Dark Arrow. How's it going? It's going so well. How are you doing today, Stephanie? You have a good day?
I'm having a good day, apart from, you know, realizing that immediately after we formed the alliance, they're like, hey, we need to attack here.
And you're like,
calm down, maybe?
I'm not ready yet.
Yep.
I'm not ready.
Oh, I just realized another thing. No, wait, this is actually... Right. I forgot. I thought we were blue, but no, we're actually the green.
We're the light.
This one.
Yeah, we're the light teal.
I was looking at this and thinking, oh wait, we have another second city. No, that's actually not a second city.
Yeah, it's not. Not yet.
It might be one of our cities eventually.
So another one of the people on our social media team, her name is Rebecca, and if you're watching the stream, hello. But she's probably not. I don't know, maybe. I shouldn't say that. But if I had a podcast with her, I know exactly what it would be called. It would be called Bits and Bobs. We had a meeting earlier today, and she said Bits and Bobs, I think, twice in that meeting. And I mean, it's not something that like I would say once, let alone twice in like the course of like an hour.
Maybe that's just you know, Australian thing, so to speak.
Is Bits and Bobs Australian?
I mean, it's not necessarily an Australian phrase. It's not necessarily an Australian phrase, but it might just be more common to use there.
I mean, the Australians at some point were British, you know.
Yeah.
Colonized.
Oh wow. Oh, that hurt on this guy.
Ooh, sheesh.
This guy needs to fall back all the way here.
Yeah. Give him extra high ground. Oh, my back.
Sadly, they attacked us before we were able to bring our reinforcements around here, and we only have the one units. Well, it's actually
that was still really good.
Because these guys were out here on the ocean, and all of this is cliff, so we can't get on the land here.
Shoot.
And they're super slow as a boat.
Because they can only move like two tiles.
2 spaces,
or something.
yeah. And these are not people we can rent.
Can't rent them.
No.
Rent those people.
Well, rent them as mercenaries, you know.
Yeah. Like
Wait,
a Netflix rental. Wow, is there anybody old enough here that remembers when you used to rent Netflix CDs? Like you would go on their website and you would order a CD to be shipped to your house. And you could only have like 2 or 3 CDs out at a time. And DVDs, I guess. And then you'd have to send them back.
I'm
Does that make me old?
Isn't it like more blockbuster than Netflix?
Netflix, I feel like started out doing that. That was your subscription at
Yeah,
the beginning.
I only ever knew Netflix as
A website.
a web streaming service, but that might also be that maybe they weren't available in Europe while they were
Yeah, it was
shipping
probably an
CDs,
American thing.
because it's a distribution issue. But when your distribution is digital, it's a lot easier to be everywhere.
It's true, yeah. Only in America was called. No. See, Crowkill, Redbox was what put Netflix out of business in that sphere, because once Redbox came around, you could get a Redbox DVD for $1 for one night. And how many nights do you really need to watch a movie before you're done with it? You know what I mean? Like, you only need it for that one night because you want to watch it that night, right?
I mean, I guess that depends. Did Peter Jackson make the movie? Then you need it for at least a whole weekend.
Okay, well, if we're talking about Lord of the Rings, then this is different. But no. So then it was like, oh well, I can just rent any movie I want, and I can get all of them, and I don't have to wait for it to be, sent by mail or whatever. And so then Redbox was like, we're the new people on town, and then Netflix was like, oh shoot, well we gotta figure out how we're gonna do this. And then they're like, well, we're offering these digital versions of these films, but it's a small selection. You can still order the DVDs if you want, but we have some that are available to stream. And then eventually they were like, no DVDs, we're only streaming, and now we're gonna make our own videos. We're gonna make our own TV shows and video movies. Why do I keep on saying videos? But I mean, a movie is a video. It's just a long video.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but like, Redbox now isn't just $1. I think they made it so that the non-Blu-ray or like the standard definition movies are like $1 still, but if you want Blu-ray or better, then it's like $1.50 or more. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, I think you can still do Redbox. Isn't it funny how, like, I don't know, maybe nobody can relate with me here, but I feel like the fact that I haven't lived in the United States for like a year and a half makes me feel disconnected enough to say that, like, I don't even know if they still have Redbox. But they have to, right? I'm sure it still exists. But I don't know. Maybe they don't have Redbox anymore. They used to be at like McDonald's and gas stations and like a bunch of stuff. Well, they're really punishing us, aren't they?
Yep, this is a really tough battle, actually.
It's a very hilly battle too.
But at least, here we can get a guaranteed kill. That should be good.
Yeah, pop those dudes.
But on the other hand, these guys are
outside the walls.
These guys are inside.
And they have
Let
more
me
health.
see. This is 19 to 32. How much health do these guys have?
30. It would have to be a nat 20.
It have to be a really high roll. So let's go for the other guys.
Guaranteed kill is less damage overall, I believe.
Yeah. But if this had been, oh, they have 20 hit points, then would have been a pretty good chance to kill them.
I like those odds.
Never tell me the odds.
Never tell me the odds.
But yeah, no, this is going to be really tough because these guys are not going to be back in time for reinforcements.
Nope.
Which means we're going to make a brief stop to upgrade this archer and then move right on to kicking their doors down if we survive this.
Okay. I'm trusting you to carry us here.
Yeah, here I'm actually, a bit worried because if this battle goes badly, we should check. Can we? Oh no, we can't.
Oh no,
we can't even emergency be like, oh no, we need to assimilate this city immediately.
Yeah. Oh, what do we got here?
Oh, the sands of time.
Recently, traveling across an antique desert land in the hinterlands of your empire, you came across a curious sight: two vast and trunkless legs of stone, beside which lied a shattered visage. And on the pedestal, these words: "Look at my works in despair. Nothing beside remained." The image still haunts you to this day, and whoever raised this civilization is now forgotten. And all their achievements gone, even the name lost to the winds. Today you reign supreme, the most famed leader in the world. We're not number 1, though, I don't think.
No, we're number 3.
Okay. We're still pretty cool, though. And yet you'll still be remembered in the century, a millennium, an eon? An aeon? Eon?
I think it's eon.
That makes sense.
Because there's the alternate spelling.
Why is there an A in the front? I thought eon was spelt with a Without an A. Maybe I'm not.
Both is valid as far as
Okay.
you know.
Maybe it's the British spelling with an A.
No, I think this is just an older
Okay.
spelling.
Old English. How to best find immortality? Become Horatio, I think is the correct answer here.
Yes, obviously, but that's not one we can pick.
Chat, what do you think we should do? Hi guys, I'm curious. Is it possible to submit a game concept to Amplitude Studios? Hell yeah! Boop! Head your butt over to Games Together.
Yeah, you can always post ideas there.
There's so many good ideas. I've been checking out some of them in my free time and upvoting the ones that I like. And the more time that you spend on Games Together, the more your opinion matters because the more points you get, and so the more power your upvote has. It's
Well,
actually
yeah.
it's kind of like a game.
Yeah. Though of course, you know, there's limits to how much more your opinion matters. We're not
This is true.
going to ignore opinions just because, you know, they have a low G2G
Your
score.
opinion doesn't matter here.
But it is definitely a case of, you know, when you cast your votes, then you know, you get more impact.
Yeah, but I mean, it shows your commitment to the game, your commitment to the platform. You know,
Okay.
it's kind of a cool.
Okay, they only
thing.
have weak units left now.
Oh,
21,
perfect.
18. How much is one of these guys?
Ooh, 11.
Oh God, that's the problem. We don't
have
have the upgraded.
conscripts or whatever.
We skipped this one.
Citizens, dang
That is
it!
20,
Oh, that would have doubled their damage pretty much.
and we could have gotten these guys, who would be 27. But right now, our output is bad because, you know, we're under siege. We make barely any signs.
Yeah. But yeah, Dr. MaxCore, you know, I don't know if there's a more serious proposal section versus a less serious proposal section on Games Together. I think your idea holds about as much weight as anybody else's, so I would throw it in there. And I think the more in-depth and, like you're saying, with examples and explanations, I think the more people are going to be interested in that and support your idea. You know, because if somebody has a half-baked idea where they're like, I want more, I don't know, what's a good example? I want more, I don't know, planes. And they just say, I want more planes. Like, that's not an actionable item. So if you have like a really good idea, then, you know, support your idea, show examples, show explanations, and I think people will support you. And heck yeah, we're interested in all the feedback. That's why we're one of the first video game studios really to create an entire platform designed for community interaction and feedback.
I think if I attack here, the archers will kill these levies, which will lose a point of population. But in the famous words of a very short sovereign, some of you are going to die. That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Oh, they only took 8.
Yeah, but
These
it's
people
these
are gonna
guys.
one-shot them.
Yeah, they're probably going to. Maybe they'll survive, but it's very likely they'll die. But then we'll move the crossbowmen over here, and then we can start.
Can they shoot
hammering
from
these.
that far?
Yeah, they have 3 times range. It's just from here, you know, that's just out of range. But
Ooh,
when
so
we move them
23.
here.
Huh?
Ooh,
That's
nice.
close.
Just barely survived.
Yeet
So
them out of
these-
the fight.
These guys go back. These guys go here, and then
Oh, Anakin.
Look at this.
Oh, Anakin.
we have the high ground.
Boom! Headshot!
I'm surprised I finished this battle without losses.
I mean, I believed in you the whole time. I knew you could do it.
Anyone else we need to move? Oh no! It's going until
The
next
next
turn.
Dang it.
So has chat decided what we do here?
Nobody said anything. Come on, chat. We need your opinions. Next time you'll have to be quicker on the draw. Yeah, I basically think that we should do whatever it is that gives us more people.
Yeah, I think we'll do preach because that'll solve the food issue until it runs out, giving us time to solve the food issue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jace just came in with the Venerate.
So
Oh,
these are the
sorry.
ground
Too late.
Too late.
Whether or not their
I
soldiers
do
think
appreciate the
they
feedback,
are
though.
armed and dangerous.
the responsiveness. Oof. Service from Germany. Chopstick Jungle. Welcome to the stream.
Or should I say Guten Tag?
Guten Tag. I'm trying to think. Some guys did 45 suggestions at Games Together to improve the game. Have you guys already seen it? Have you seen a 45 suggestions post recently?
I don't recall that specific thread, but I've not been reading in detail lately. I've delegated that to Dark Arrow mostly because I've been busy.
We have two community people.
I've been busy preparing all those blogs, and the one that went up today about how to use the modding tools.
Heyo.
It took me a while to figure out how to use the modding tools. So
hopefully you all enjoy that. If you haven't and you'd like to know how to mod the game, then definitely go check that out. I know that there's been a lot of
caveat: the modding tools aren't out yet. They will be out in a beta version with the Fabius Maximus update next week.
Oh my gosh, the captions got Fabius Maximus. Look at that.
Now I'm wondering, do the captions get his what's it called? Agnomen?
Agnomen.
Yeah, and his agnomen was Cunctator.
I think it's the fact that my accent's super bland.
Yeah. But yeah.
I have a very super bland accent from the west coast of the United States, so I'm like the perfect example for a caption machine to hear my accent.
Oh, yeah, no.
Hear my accent and roar.
His name was Cunctator, which is like the delayer, because when the elephants were coming across the Alps, he was, basically always withdrawing until he had a favorable engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I guess
we have so many notifications.
Yeah, I guess we kind of brought the delay until next week onto ourselves by picking that name for the patch.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's fate. So fate brought upon.
We were kind of asking for it, weren't we?
Hey, Gagao, how you doing? You guys
how dare you?
Demand 900 gold?
Screw
you guys.
Dang.
Burning down our outposts here.
Those turd burglars.
I think now
we have an internal roadmap.
Hey, you. Those guys on your border are
fight them.
Kind of not being nice to us. Why did that refuse to share logistics? Because they refused, I think. Oh, come on.
It didn't work because they refused.
No, wait, they accepted? But it refused? Oh, I should have accepted it first. Because I made a demand, it overrode the deal they had offered.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I shouldn't have done it that way around.
Okay. We're doing so well, Gagao. Doing so good. It's a fantastic Thursday. And, happy to be here.
Oh, no.
It's a good time. I love gaming. Love gaming here.
We actually need to take a detour around here because this path is too far for our transport ships.
Yeah, I mean, Sublustrous, it's a complicated issue, right? So I think most people, me included even, I don't know if I even fully understand the whole beast that is game development and how each team is associated with other teams and how timelines are worked out, because like you have to understand there's different teams working on every single different thing, right? And the teams try and communicate as best as they can with each other, but like we're only human, and we're doing our best over here to make sure that we do make the best updates and make the best fixes, patches, whatever. And so, there's a certain quality that we have to be okay with. It was Car and it was 53 suggestions. Sorry, I'm ADHD, but that was maybe if you remember the name Car. Thanks, Daniel, over on YouTube. But you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to say. And I wish that I had, more sort of explanations that I could share about like how the decisions are made. But I don't even know if I necessarily understand them myself. I just know that like the priority is always going to be creating a fun game with the least amount of bugs and things as possible. And the process to get there may be messy, but again, I think kind of I've seen some comments on social media. If you don't know, I work on the social media as well. But I think a comment that I've seen that really puts it well is that games like Civilization have been around for like, I don't know how many iterations now. 6 of them? Is it Civ 6?
Yeah.
So they have 6 iterations of their game, right? And this is our like first. This is Humankind 1. You know? And so like there's just a lot of things with creating an entirely new game that obviously, you know, is going to be, there's going to be some growing pains. And so it's just amazing that everybody's so, you know, supportive as we go through this process really together, you know, like, because I know that especially during the development, like a lot of the decisions that were made were based off of the community's input, you know, there were votes, there were a lot of the people that are really involved.
I mean, for Humankind
the
in particular,
VIPs.
there were maybe fewer votes, but we had the open devs and all
Open
of that.
devs, yeah.
Ooh, this
Least amount of bugs
this is the most
as
important,
possible.
Yeah, this is the most important decision.
Woo!
We will have to leave that one up to chat. Cats of actually, this one is so important. We need a vote on this one.
Cats. Can we get a poll up in chat, please? Dark Arrow. Cats or ferrets? Thank you. But yeah, so anyways, that might have been a really long-winded explanation, and maybe you can shed some light on this, but I just feel like it's very easy to sit on the sidelines and say, you know, change this thing that I want to see different. But when you're looking at like the really big picture things, you only have a certain amount of people that can work for a certain amount of hours every day. And I know like the people that are working on the game, and they're good people and they are doing their best, you know? So I feel like the love is still due, you know, to all the hardworking people that are working on the game.
Mm. Do we have the?
I don't know if we have the poll
we
up.
can't see it here in Streamlabs, right?
We should be able to see it, I think. Is there a poll going on? We could always pull up Twitch if we really wanted to. There you have it. Yeah, see, there it is. I was like, we should have been able to see it. Well, science!
Oh no, we're in the class when they're in the early modern. Oh.
Oh. So what's the best way to me and any of the other people out here, what's the best way to get to the next era faster? Just getting the stars?
Not being under siege the whole era helps.
Right, because then it halts your city from building anything.
It halts a lot of the construction, and it also you know, stops
lose population.
It'll potentially lose population. It'll stop exploiting all of the tiles around it. It'll only, you know, get the stuff on the tiles itself here. So, you know, our
because our walls are up.
Yeah, you know, we can't tell our people, hey, you know, go out there and chop down some trees when there's literally people trying to murder them out there.
Looks like Cats won with 56% of the vote.
There was a close one.
Woo! Sheesh!
And so it's, you know, really bad. And in our case, it's especially bad because of the one city challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
this is our...
If we had other cities that were...
Yeah, exactly. If we had other cities, we would still have science output. Our science output right now is 26. Nothing. We had way more than that before, and it's... Yeah, our entire empire is under siege, basically.
Well, we're not the Zhao anymore, we're the Greeks, but we were the Zhao. I couldn't see it until it was too late. Dang it! What would you have voted, Gigao?
I'm so close to actually joining the battle.
Ooh, we got a novel to read here. Let me read this. Yeah, I understand that the idea is excellent in the any idea is excellent in the opinion of the author. I spend many hours reading various informations about the history of science, wars, cultural aspects. Some of the things I want to present have already been implemented differently in some mods for games like Civilization. However, what I want to suggest is very different from what you see in most historical strategy games. In any case, thanks for the advice on how I should proceed. You're welcome, Dr. Maxcore.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, one of the coolest things about working here is that I do really feel like the community gets to have a say in what happens to the games, you know? And dare I say, sometimes the community have better ideas. I mean,
Oh,
I know as a
yes, we'll get the better levies,
home guard.
the better home guard, and they're 27. So those guys are actually stronger than their swordsmen.
Are they still sending more people over?
Yes.
Oh, they have more boats coming. Oh no. Oh no.
Yes. So it's good that we upgrade our home guard now, because now these guys are stronger than theirs, and now I think we might actually be able to sortie, because they're bringing in more and more people.
We can evolve. We can evolve.
Ooh.
Who do we want to choose?
That-
Transcend?
That's a tough question.
Let's not do that to ourselves.
I mean, the question is, we should look at the bonuses and see which one is best for one city challenge. I mean, this one could be
money?
nice, but
Teutons.
this would be good if we could spread our religion. But I don't think we're in a great spot to spread our religion.
The Khmer are just so good.
Yeah,
It's a quote.
The Khmer is definitely very good, but those will see a change in the Fabius Maximus pack.
Yeah.
The English, this is of course with the mega city. This is nice because you pile it all into the one city.
Oh, that is nice.
But their quarter is not necessarily the greatest. The Mongols, not exactly one city stuff, I guess.
The Umayyads. The Mad Lads.
The Norsemen also not.
The Vikings.
I mean, this would definitely help with getting around on the archipelago map we have.
That's
so
true. Naval movement would be good.
Maybe we should take the Norsemen, because it took us 10 turns or something to get from here to here.
That was pretty arduous, actually.
So I think actually I'm leaning towards Norsemen.
Dark Arrow saying the Franks would be good to get influence to attach more things.
I think our influence, technically it will be okay once we actually get to build stuff again.
Yeah. Rogan, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Yeah, let's go for the Norsemen, because this is going to be useful.
We hanging out. We having a good time.
Also, this will help with our food issue.
That's true. Replaces harbor. Okay.
Wisdom and technical innovation from earlier eras bring humankind
Do we not have the
new
captains?
knowledge,
And I think also
and
with
we
the
immediately use it to find new ways to
with the
kill
Franks,
each other off.
they would help way more later on,
Greater
because right now the 10%
empires
is going to
build
be
more powerful
free
armies,
influence per turn.
but
That's true.
That's not going
may
to
be
make or break
defeated by
us.
superior innovation.
Crossbow to the
It is
head.
brains versus brawn, with ever richer cities as tempting spoils for the victor. Whether trading or raiding, the Norsemen deserve credit for both naval innovation.
Speaking of
and brute
Subluster's
force.
comment, do we have any votes planned?
For the Humankind, we've been thinking a lot about what we can put up for the vote. Obviously, with Humankind, we can't do the same thing as we did on Endless Legend or Endless Space, where it's like we have a series of votes to make a faction, because this is human history. We can't just
you can't
invent factions whole cloth. And yeah, let's get out of here.
Sortie. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm excited for the votes that are gonna happen for Endless Dungeon, personally.
Yes, definitely. When we get in, especially once we get into the gameplay votes, but of course those will have to wait until we have a.
We're a little bit further away from Endless Dungeon hype.
Yeah, because right now, we haven't really talked much about the specifics of the gameplay, so we can't really have much of a vote about that.
Yeah.
Well, I got a couple of rams.
Yeah.
Well, we're already at minimum damage. Might as well shoot us at the stronger guys.
Why not? Ooh, that's good.
That's a juicy one. Usually, I'd say let's stick inside the walls, but these are
that's
really
even
good attacks.
juicier.
This one is probably going to be bad because it's bad. It's uphill. Actually, these guys can. Oh, you can only shoot one of the rams.
Might as well take them out, though, right?
Might as well take them out so they don't attack our walls. Exactly. Unless, can we? No, we can't shoot anybody else from there. Especially if we take this one out, it'll make this guy even weaker because he gets a little less bonus from friendly units.
Ooh, a hundo. Let's go. Are we gonna get it? 89.
Nope.
Not bad. Sometimes lucky.
Sometimes lucky, sometimes not. Exactly. The problem, of course, is we have a big bottleneck here, so we can't get these guys to actually join, and walking around will take a long time.
I was just getting the mic a little closer.
Yeah, when I'm focused on the screen, I'm not exactly talking into the mic. Oh my god, look at how they devastated our walls with just one attack.
Oh my goodness.
We should have invented better walls.
I mean, they have reinforcements.
Yep. Yeah, so do we, but they're down here.
Yeah. We have a bottleneck on our reinforcements.
Yep, but this, again, there's a lot of cliffs here, and getting here would have taken us another, 5 turns.
That's fair. Now you got me thinking about what types of things that they could vote on. It's not, I mean, that's not something that I spend my workday thinking about necessarily. But now I'm thinking about it.
The fools! They have opened themselves up.
They have chosen death.
Yep, because
now you can move out.
We can just walk in here, right next to the archers, and
slap him a little. Give him a little. Is Endless Dungeon a non-pixel art version of Dungeon of the Endless? I wouldn't say it's a version of it, Dusty Monk. I would say it's a spiritual successor. Because it's kind of like in the similar vein where it's gonna have that same type of tower defense roguelite feel to it, but yeah, it's gonna be like a top-down 3D.
Yep.
It looks really pretty. I've cruised on over to some of the artists drawing stuff for it. Looks super cool.
Yeah,
and I really hope
amazing.
I really hope to be able to share some of some sneaky behind the scenes stuff on our TikTok, because I feel like TikTok's a really good platform to just kind of have those little bite-sized pieces. Obviously, we can post it on Instagram and YouTube Shorts and whatever as well, since they're all kind of short form content stuff. But I'm very curious to see how it goes. I'm not super new to TikTok. I've watched a lot of TikToks, but I haven't made a ton of content for TikTok. So I'm excited to see kind of how that goes. I managed a total of 150 minutes of Dungeon of the Endless before the art made me nauseous. No offense. I don't like pixel art. Hey, no offense taken. I mean, some people really like pixel art. Talking about TikTok, yeah, if anybody's interested in seeing any of the TikToks that we will be making over the next, I don't know, forever? For as long as the platform is relevant, then definitely, yeah, follow that link in chat. We've got 2 up there right now, and 1 should be going up tomorrow. So go check it out. We'll definitely have to make a TikTok command. Put that on our shout outs.
This is a situation where I think the Mycenaeans are sitting there this was a calculated risk. But we're so bad at math.
Oh, we miscalculated. We should have listened to the maths and games chat from Amplitude.
we were the Greeks. We had the monopoly on the maths compared to the Mycenaeans.
True. We used our abacuses and we figured out that we could win. Hey, Saikana, welcome to the chat. How are you doing today?
Is there anything else?
You
Oh,
little
also,
panda.
I've been meaning to turn the where is it?
I was like-
Mandatories back on. Where are they? Ah, here. Yeah, because earlier when I accidentally refused the deal, that kind of broke the notification down here, so I had to briefly turn off the force you to make a decision bit. Oh, well, 60 turns. This is going to be way too long.
Chenglini. I feel like I'm gonna sound like boastful if I say this. Chenglini, I was the one that found that teacher actually, and I'm the one that got the keys for them. Obviously I had to ask my boss to get the keys, but yeah, isn't that so cool though? I felt so fun. I had so much fun, like feeling like I was helping out somebody, you know what I mean? Is it a penguin? It looks quite like a panda. Don't you think it looks kind of like a panda?
I have no idea whether that's a penguin or a panda.
Yeah.
Though
Apparently
if
Saikana says it's a penguin, but I thought it looked like a penguin.
I was about to say, if it's Saikana and you have the choice between panda and penguin, it's the penguin.
I mean,
it's a bird.
Sure. It's a flightless bird, though.
It's still a bird.
It's a subpar bird.
If Saikana, then burb.
That's your mathematical proof. If Saikana, well, that's not a proof. That's a
that's the logic.
A function. Yeah,
It's a function.
It's a logic function.
No, trust me. If you've been around long enough, she always has the burbs in chat.
Yeah, she's got a thing for burbs. It's true. Mom, can you buy me that game? I need it for studies. I think pixel art in Dungeon Endless is far superior to other pixel art games thanks to lighting and shader effects applied to it. I personally think it looks beautiful. But I do get how the bodies like kind of move a little bit jerkily as they're running along, which kind of would maybe give somebody motion sickness if they're, sensitive to that. But yeah, I need new glasses. Dang, I'm not even wearing glasses and I need new ones. Rude. It flies through the water. Can you truly fly through the water? Actually, as from an aviation perspective, you most definitely can fly through the water, but it's not true.
I guess that's
flight.
Yeah, the question is, how do you define flight? Yeah,
fluid dynamics would dictate that yes, you are technically flying through the water, but it's not air flight.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, the fluid dynamics physicist would say, yes, this is flight.
Well, it's a type of flight.
Whereas the pilot would say, no, this is absolutely not flight. This is
swimming. You don't have lift. You have propulsion.
I mean, you do have lift in water. How else would you be swimming?
Here's the thing, though.
It's not like aerodynamic lift.
Yeah, it's a different
kind of
different calculation of lift, I guess.
Because because by that argument of you don't have lift, balloons would not be flying. Hot air balloons and stuff.
Buoyancy is different, though. Yeah, buoyancy. See,
I mean, buoyancy is a cause of lift, I'd say, as opposed to the aerodynamic lift you get from wings.
Lift in the sense of upward forces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole how does a wing generate lift is actually like super complicated.
Oh my gosh. If we're talking about just like the wings on a plane, it's so cool to look at the actual like science of how it creates lift.
Yeah.
That looks tasty.
This is going to fix our food problem.
That looks tasty.
Well.
Put that there. I think there's minor map stuff, but otherwise amazing on development. Makes sense. Water is basically somewhat solid air. Well, I mean, fluid dynamics. Air is technically just spread out.
Yeah,
liquid.
Like fluid dynamics is basically air that's liquid. That's
because water. I mean, water or liquids and gases act very similarly. Have similarities, maybe is a more accurate thing.
Oh, come on.
They have more people
already.
And they still are gaining population somehow. Maybe they have a lot of farmers. They're making babies real quickie. You should do something for games over 600 turns. Maybe we will.
I'm pretty sure we already announced that
Did we
in the
already say that?
content blog that
Oh, dang it.
end condition options will come in the patch right after Fabius Maximus, like the patch for the update, so to speak.
Okay, yeah. Jace, just read the blogs. Come on, man.
There's
Come on.
one. There's one on G2G.
I'm over here trying to like be sneaky about it, where I'm like, we might do that.
And reality we've already announced it. No, there's one on G2G or Steam. What was it called?
So how much-
October patch content or something. The titles of the last couple of blogs have been very factual and less fun.
How much do they know? How much can we talk about specifically? I feel like you know this the best.
We said there will be customization for your end conditions where you can turn them on and off, and you should be able, from what I heard, to turn off the turn timer and the pollution. I'm thinking, since we get the bonus on the...
I feel like that deserves more attention, what you just said, because I feel like a lot of people have...
Yeah, because the pollution was, just let us turn it off was a very common feedback we got.
I personally think the pollution mechanic is kind of unique.
I think it's a good basis, but I can see the people who are saying we want more to do with it, more ways to control it, more things that can cause pollution, more effects of pollution, where they're like hey, we want storms and rising sea levels and all of that, but that was a little big to put in the base game.
Yeah, that's an expansion for sure. The Rising Tides expansion? Ooh, that'd be cool.
No, Rising Tide already exists.
Is that the name of something?
That's already the name of the expansion for Civ Beyond Earth.
Oh, dang it. Wow, but that shows you how much I know about...
In your defense, Civ Beyond Earth is not exactly popular with the Civ fans.
Okay.
But speaking of Rising Tides, I think, right now our chances of fighting these guys are actually better on the waters than on land, because... we get the improved boats.
Oh, that's true. We can call it Humankind Coastal Destruction.
Yep.
Humankind bigger boats.
They know that we got the bigger boats.
Salut, exurgency de vos collègues à Vancouver. Ah, bienvenue. Comment ça va? Come on, Survivor, is what it says. I freaking love the captions. Oh, how is it over there in good old Vancouver? I'm an Oregonian myself, so, we're basically neighbors. Big day at Relic, as you might know. Ooh. Are you pumped? Are you parked if you read the captions? I just got done talking about how I have the perfect accent to be read by the captions, and it's just like showing me up.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah?
Oh really? Oregonian? Well, technically, I'm from Albany. Technically, I don't know why it's anything but literally. I sometimes say technically when I shouldn't, to be fair. Nice. Yo, it's always a little stressful. It's always a little stressful. Or a lot stressful, depending on how you deal with stress.
Yeah.
Eustress? Is that a thing? Hey Siri, define eustress.
But when yeah,
Hold on, let's see what she says.
I found this on the web.
Oh, it didn't hear it right. Eustress is spelled EU stress. EU.
Yeah, but
I think it's good stress that like
you or oi, depending on how you pronounce it, is like good, as in utopia was the good place,
as opposed to dystopia.
But the thing is, with utopia, it's also the no place. Because part of the point was that this place doesn't exist, and if you read,
there is no utopia.
And if it even at the very start of the book, when they describe how the island is shaped, it says it is an island in the shape of a new moon. Now think about it. What does a new moon look like when you look at the sky?
It's not there.
Exactly.
Why, it's nude. New. I'm from QC. Is that Quebec? 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 How do the Canadians say it? Quebec? Quebec?
But I just wanted to say, when he was like, "Oh, big day at rally," I was like, why is it a big day at Relic? And then I remembered, oh wait, actually, yeah, Age of Empires 4 is made by Relic, and that comes out today, because Age of Empires 4 is not exactly saved as this is a Relic game in my head.
Okay, makes sense. Quebec, yeah. See, I knew that it was something sneaky like that. Running out of options. I mean, you could go to the San Juans. You could go to Alaska, and then after that, you need to head to Asia.
If you keep
Hawaii.
moving, no, I mean, I would say you're not keep moving north or south. You keep moving west, so you're never running out of options. Eventually, you just wrap around
until you complete your world journey. Oh, wee wee. I don't know why that was so funny to me. Welcome to Hawaii. Oh, it thought I said Huawei. How does it know about Huawei? Is this web captioner made by China?
That lost our crossbowman here.
But back to Humankind. No worries.
Oh no, I think I forgot.
No worries. We spent the first 23 minutes of this stream talking about maths. And
I forgot we hadn't actually invented the better boats yet.
Oh. Are we still gonna be okay?
I think we're still going to win, but we already lost one unit.
Oh, we lost a crossbowman. Crossbow person? We don't know if those crossbow people are men. I feel like I'm stepping on all the traps today. I feel like I'm in one of those games where there's like pitfalls and traps and stuff, and I'm just blundering straight into them. Sometimes you have those days, though, you know.
Yep.
As Hannah Montana.
But you know, in your defense, it is called a crossbowman in game, so you didn't step into any traps.
Okay. That's a trap. Anyways, that's super cool. Thank you for being here, Exurgency. It is fantastic having our brothers and sisters in arms here. The studio just keeps on getting darker and darker out there as there's less people moving around. For those of you that don't know, we are currently streaming in an empty office building because everybody else has gone home. But we stay here late because we love our American audience and our evening European audience, and so that's why we're here. Although I do think that at some point it might be nice to actually move our stream a little bit earlier in the day, seeing as on Tuesdays now, if anybody doesn't know this already, our Tuesday streams, we have a Tuesday stream first of all, and it's done by Rogan, which for everybody that knows Rogan, ayo, shout out to Rogan. They've been in the chat, and he's doing his streams kind of like what would be even later here, which is just like in the middle of the day in Canada, I guess. Anyways, but yeah, it might be nice to kind of like standardize our other streams and do them all at 4, or the ones that we do here at least. But I don't know, we'll keep you updated. Silver Luke, hello! How's it going?
You know, I really want to absorb this city, but I don't think we'd have the influence to then merge it.
How much do you think it would cost to merge?
Too much.
Too much.
We'd only have 900 left, and I don't think this is only going to cost 900.
Especially if the assimilation's already 1,000.
But, you know, it would give us all of these units as well, which would be super useful right now.
So that I couldn't watch them, great. Are you busy up until 6? I actually don't know where you're even from, Sublusters. Currently between 10:30 and 2:13 in Canada. Vancouver, the Maritimes. In Ukraine, okay. Is Ukraine an hour ahead of us here? Or is it 2?
I think it's 1, but
It's just 1?
I'm not 100% sure.
It's just 1 hour, okay. Well, you know, it's one of those things where it's hard to say, right? obviously, if you ever change your stream times, and I know this from OGMT +3, okay. And I know this from running my own streams, but you know, if you ever change the streaming times, somebody's going to be left behind, you know? If they have work, but people's schedules are changing all the time. People get new jobs, and I think that, you know,
Knowledge, in a form that is
sometimes
codified,
it's best to
accessible,
just do
has
what's
become available to
best
all.
for, you know,
This is no small gift.
the people that are doing the streams.
Even if it's not yours,
And then I know for me
any
personally,
human-built wonder
as
is
much
an
as I love
impressive
being
feat
here
of
late,
design and
getting home
construction.
at
It's one
9:30
wish I'd done it.
or later for me in the evening is less fun.
Yes, I can definitely see that.
It's less fun because I have an hour and a half of commute, and so assuming that we end the stream right at 8 and I leave the office right at 8, I might get home at 9:30. But, you know, we have to put away the equipment and turn off the lights, so keep the actual schedule anytime earlier than 18 is too early for most in the CET region. And see, that's a big reason of why I think the Rogan streams on Tuesdays are a good thing, so that we hit more of the time zones, right? But you know, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, how are you gonna please everybody? I think truly the answer here is actually just to have more streams at more times. Personally, that's my personal feeling.
I'm definitely not disagreeing. I'm just wondering how to best murder these Mongol hordes.
Yeah, sorry. I'm over here like a chatter monkey, and you're all trying to save our civilization.
But it's fine because, you know, they have horses, we have long pointy sticks.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We do have pikemen though, which is good against horses.
Yeah, as I was just saying, we have long pointy sticks.
Yeah. Sublustrous, they do allow me to, you know, kind of adjust my schedule to, adjust for it. And it's not the amount of time that I've been here, it's the sheer length that I'm here, sheer lateness that I'm here. Because I don't mind doing a 10-hour day once a week.
I think, you know, it's not
Doesn't
even
bother me.
It's not even doing a 10-hour day, even if you said like you start 2 hours late.
Yeah.
It's
still 10 o'clock when I get home
Exactly.
in the evening, which is very late.
And I've been there, so I can definitely understand the sentiment.
So yeah, but like, you know, here's the thing, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to have these streams be successful, and if enough people think that starting earlier is, you know, the right thing, then, you know, like, I'm willing to, like, you know, take one for the team. I'll get home and be super hungry and tired, you know, it's fine. I'll stand outside in the cold during the winter, waiting for a bus that may or may not arrive because it's France. Oh my gosh, where's my phone?
You know, I think they made a miscalculation here.
Well, they thought that they could destroy us, but...
No, most importantly, they are attacking.
Oh, I've turned on the lights. I've done it bad.
With their hunting hordes that have one range. And we can just hide away from the walls because, you know, horses are so good at riding up walls.
They love vertical leap.
But interestingly, you know, we actually got one of the religious events. This time.
Ooh!
The most holy city, Port Royal, has suffered attack by the heathens, Aztecs.
Y'all should pester your IT.
Inside the city walls, believers cower, afraid for the temples and relics, and their lives. Our religious leaders are calling for this conflict to be named a holy war against the infidels. What's your response?
Holy war.
So do we have a holy war, or do we say, no, this is just a regular war?
It's just the regular type. That's a great question, chat. What do you think?
In the meantime, I'm going to, you know, deal with this battle of... Actually...
How did they get over here?
These are the guys from over here that burned down our city here, and, you know...
Oh my gosh, they've traveled all the way over
here.
We
need to get some victories against them so that theirs starts ticking down and ours starts ticking up. We just bet some units here, and this one, the event was on point, because the way I'm going to win this battle is just sit here where they can't even see us because we're on the high ground.
And they have horses.
And yeah, but These are all the walls.
Right,
And
they're all
they
gonna...
they have horses and no ramps, so they're just going to ride back and forth, trying to find where we are, and they can't see us because we're hiding on the high ground.
Unlimited power! Oh my gosh. Holy war!
You can see it, that poor horseman is riding back
He's
and
just
forth,
like,
and he's
what do I do?
Get out of here!
The commander's telling me to get him. All right. Anyways, Exurgency, thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic rest of your day. We will catch you around. The cross studio meetups. I'm not exactly sure what that even means, though. Cross studio meetups? IT team. Join the cross studio meetups once in a while. Everybody else is there. By cross studio, they mean us and the other Sega studios.
Yeah, I think
There's meetups?
I mean,
They haven't told me about this.
I'm not sure if meetup is the right word. I know about, you know, these events where there's also, you know, people from other studios talking about some game design thing, for example.
Right.
How to do accessibility right. Stuff like that.
Right.
So I think we had some people asking for the Holy War. Or at least
Somebody
one
said
person.
regular, somebody said holy war. That's what we got. We got one for each.
I'd say let's flip a coin, but that one says one more turn on both sides.
Another vote for regular. All right, it's just a normal. It's a normie war. All the IT department's catching up. Oh, so you don't
okay.
actually want us to come. You want?
didn't mean like the whole big.
I thought they meant
office,
us because they thought we were cool, but I guess they just want our IT department. Okay, I don't know. I'm not incentivized to tell them at all now. No. Yeah. I mean, the next time I see somebody, I'll mention it.
more.
Oh my gosh, my keen.
I think I'm starting the siege.
Yeah. Ooh.
But no, the risk is then these guys will come back, and you need to wait for these guys to be somewhere over here, and then I can.
Can we just hang out over there for the time being?
Apparently they don't care, or they would have attacked us with these guys.
Yeah, I suppose. They were in the fog of war. But yeah, no. I can mention to the IT department. I can do you a solid. Why not? I think I might have turned our volume down too low. Does our voices still sound good? I just saw us peeking into the red a couple times, so I didn't want it to be too loud. What do you think, chat? Audio good from the game and our voices? But yeah, the visitor guest, the drops are enabled as long as you have your accounts linked.
No.
Amazing audio. Oh, thank you, Bergwin. Thank you. I picked out this microphone myself. And I think it sounds pretty good.
So now that they've tired of the horses running back and forth, now we bring the pointy sticks.
The pointy sticks of doom.
It's even worse than when we bring the comfy chair.
I want to get sponsored by a chair company.
Not by the ones who bring the comfy chair, I think, because that's the Spanish Inquisition.
Not the comfy chair. The audio's good. Thank you all for being so helpful in the chat. I really appreciate it. If you could be sponsored by any chair company, who would you be sponsored by?
I don't know, because I'm not super familiar with gaming chair companies.
So
Gaming
IKEA.
chair companies in general. I mean, I have an IKEA chair because it came with my desk, but it's like.
Oh, me and Sublustrous were on the same wavelength. They put IKEA in too fast to not have already been typing it before I said that.
But it's like, you know, I know there's like great brands of desk chair or gaming chair, but since I spend so much time in my recent life just moving around and then not having space, I never
sit
really look.
down.
No,
Yeah.
I mean moving around in this sense of moving from.
You mean
apartment.
Moving? Yeah, you
Moving
mean like physically moving location.
Physically moving locations from one apartment to the other. Was like no reason to
buy a nice chair.
Buy a nice chair, because there wouldn't have been space, and besides, it was mostly in furnished places, so there were already chairs.
Yeah, my current chair that I'm using is from the trash. I don't know if I've told y'all about this, but I know my chat. My personal stream chat, they definitely know about my trash chair. So I feel like I've told this story on stream that I go out and I collect the big trash from trash day in my town.
might have mentioned it. Did
Have I mentioned
don't
this story before on stream where like there's a day every 3 months where everybody puts out their big trash, and that's where I got my chair in the trash.
I mean, frankly, sometimes you walk past this trash and there's like perfectly good stuff, and you can tell that people just got something new. And
Tell us anyways. Damocles is like, we've definitely heard this one, but go for it. Well, okay, so it's this like stupid like, okay, you know those chairs that have all form and no function? That chair is still better than the chair that came with our furnished apartment, because the furnished chair is this little plastic cup essentially that barely holds a butt. And they expect me to sit in that for 3 to 6 hours. Like, ain't no way my butt's gonna handle that. And so I was like begging for anything other than this crappy, plastic molded chair that like cuts off the circulation in your legs because it's like digging into them.
Yeah.
And you spin it or whatever to like have it elevate and lower. And so I found this like designer white leather.
I'm actually going to try this.
Fake leather, obviously.
Independent people to your empire.
Oh, we're gonna. Oh shoot!
Will the whole
12,000.
be greater than the sum
Yeah,
of its parts?
no, that is a lot of influence that we just wasted, because no, we need to liberate this.
Because we gotta be the one city.
We gotta be the one city challenge.
Bye, San Lorenzo. Bye, influence. That's okay.
But not what I want.
We got the units. Hey. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, so it's this like white fake leather chair that like it doesn't have 4 legs. It has the back of the chair, the seat, and then it goes backwards, and then it has feet out. So it's like a balancing act type of thing. But the worst part about the chair is actually the fact that, okay, so in like the middle of a chair, so you have the 2 bars on the side, and then in the middle it's usually something that like holds your back, some lumbar support. Give me a shout out for lumbar support. Everybody's got to have lumbar support. Shout out to the spine folks out there. But anyways, this chair has 2 bars, white leather over the top, like a sheet of it, and then there's batting in the inside, which is essentially like cotton ball type stuff. It's like the white fluffy stuff that you fill pillows with to make them have filling. And yeah, see, thank you, Damocles. Shout out to the Damocles. But it doesn't have anything. It's just fluffy stuff. And so when you sit in it, your back like slides through it, and the poles like come out on either side of you because you're like caving into this chair, and you're like, I'm gonna die. And your back's like, oh, my lumbars. And that's the chair that I sit in to stream. It's gross. I just need somebody to.
Lovely.
Aha!
Impressive.
Found somebody.
A cultural
This
wonder
is just a good
that
chair.
makes me want to pull out
Machine
my
Lord
toy block and go
Zero. Good day, mate. Good day, mate. How you doing there? Welcome to the stream.
Okay, they're on land now.
How's my
so
Aussie accent? You think it was good?
I wouldn't know, because I'm not sure how an Aussie accent is supposed to sound like.
Let's go to the outback. Doing okay? We're doing fantastic. Doing really great. We're fighting the Mycenaeans. 7 out of 10? Hey, I'll take that. That's a C.
They actually attacked us, which makes this battle way easier for us.
Heyo, and you know what they say? C's to get degrees. C's get degrees, baby. Someone's got to fight them. Yeah. I mean, the Mycenaeans aren't going to take themselves out. Not without a little help from their friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. Okay. No, you don't need to type drops to get drops. Drops is just there so that if anybody doesn't understand what a drop is, then they can figure it out. As long as you see the little progress bar up there at the top, you should be fine.
They attacked, and now they're realizing, oh, we're some dudes with a wooden hammer.
Yeah.
Those are professional
Swordsmen.
swordsmen who've seen several battles.
Oh gosh, we have really good swordsmen, don't we?
Yep. And
yeah,
like,
of course.
Now they're just standing there like, I know you're technically my boss, but I'm not attacking those guys.
Can you imagine trying to fight with a wooden hammer? How would you ever have enough weight behind your blows to do anything? Especially if they had even rudimentary armor on.
I think the problem with the wooden hammer isn't having enough weight. It's that the weight is not concentrated enough. Because if you look at actual warhammers from medieval times, but they always have a very
big.
small. No, they actually have a very.
I'm
small
saying like
head.
a wooden hammer would have to be big to be
yeah,
heavy.
exactly, and that's then you spread the force out. That's the
Right.
problem. Whereas the
Do they
actual
have the
warhammer.
spike ones where it's like a wooden hammer on the back, but it's a spike on the front? Is that a thing? Or is that just from like video games?
I think maybe for some purposes that might have been a tool for punching holes in something, but I'm not sure that it was
Not for
super
fighting.
common. I mean, this is not a fighting weapon anyway. But
Yeah.
if you had like the warhammers, of course, specifically made for fighting, often had like the pointy end on one side because that can penetrate.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's more a less a weight and more a density thing.
Hello, Fire of Life. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Let me double check quick here about the drops. The drops. We're getting questions about the drops.
Are they broken again?
No, they shouldn't be. They are broken again.
Great.
Super duper. Okay, well, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that the drops are not working today. Yeah, big rip on that one. Sorry about that. The drops have been a little
Unreliable.
unreliable. Yeah, I'm not the one that that does the drop specifically, or I would just do it myself. We have another member
But
of the team.
then again, the drops, just like the captions,
Even-
shouldn't have been.
It shouldn't have been broken, but it did. Yeah. Figures that had happened when I finally managed to make it to a stream. I mean, it's fate. Fate has a cruel sense of humor sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah, I will definitely talk with them tomorrow when they get back to work and see if we can get it working again. But yeah, he needs drops when you have a great company. Round of applause. Can we get a round of applause? Hold up, we got clapping.
At this point, we're soon going to go broke because they keep interrupting all of our trade, which is where we get our money from. Every time they attack here, our
money just tanks.
tanks because we no longer have trade.
Gosh dang it. Exclamation mark, no drops. No! It should just work. Words QAs love to hear. You're triggering Psychana over there.
Now I'm just thinking, the poor QA at Bethesda, every time Todd Howard goes on stage, it just works.
It just works. Don't quote me on that. For the trade interrupters, not the drop failure. Oh, okay. I suggest murder. Oh, that's a good clarification then, because yeah.
I mean, we are kind of working on that, especially over here, where the plan for the murder is actually we stand around until they die of old age, I guess.
Yeah.
This is the Metal Gear Solid 3 of Humankind battles.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever
I haven't played
that
Metal Gear Solid, but I
haven't
get the
played
concept.
it myself, but there's that one big battle where it's like if you stop playing and you turn the game back on 2 weeks later, the boss will actually have died of old age.
Oh, really? Interesting. Are we playing with the new stuff? This is not the updated beta build right now. This is the previous build, because it could potentially have corrupted our game file if we upgraded.
And
to the beta.
next week when it comes out, we're probably going to start a new game because we want
we want
we want to showcase the new stuff. We want to showcase the new generation options, and also it shouldn't break the save. But since we're live streaming, we don't want to risk it.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit. Other times you gotta be safe. So safe.
I can't.
What rhymes with safe? Gosh dang it! I painted myself into a corner here. Risk it for the biscuit. Play it safe.
Because, you know, for it to work, it would be something that rhymes with safe. That's also
Strafe?
food.
Strafe rhymes with safe.
Yeah, but, you know, kind of breaks the whole...
Yeah.
The whole image. You know,
Brave?
the phrase when it's not food related.
Not food related. Is there a piece of food that rhymes with safe? Oh, we could say you gotta sometimes. Okay, sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit. Other times you gotta play it easy, like the cheesy. Is that good? you playing it easy, you know, keep it easy, play it breezy, just like cheesy. I have no idea.
You know, this is gonna keep on happening, and we're gonna win this war. Just from war support.
War support, yeah. Then we can steal their stuff, though, right?
Yeah, but no, because it's not occupied, we won't be able to take it. But this is gonna keep on happening, and we're going to vassalize them or something just because they kept staring at us from across the walls.
They're like, I'm not sure about these guys. Let's move back and forth in between our city.
Hey, this time they have an actual swordsman here.
Wow. Special. Cheese to meet you. Cheese to meet you too. It's a Gouda that we met.
I think it's time to sortie here because they will have the battering ram.
Who doesn't love cheese? Not the French.
Let's give this a try.
We could have a party if you bring Havarti. I need to stop before I hurt myself. As far as I'm concerned, existing is sufficient. Casus belli for an all-out attack. I mean, in this game, sure, yeah. But this isn't as bloodthirsty of a game as the last one we played. The last one we played, we had small Pangea, less land, more water, concentrated Death Island, showdown, battle royale. How many adjectives do you think I can think of?
I don't know, but it's starting to sound like the description of Dungeon of the Endless.
It's a roguelite tower defense. How many different things are there?
A lot.
Role-playing, quirky. Not the cat in France. One of my cats does not love cheese. Oh, not the one that you have with you. I see. Interesting. Do cats actually eat cheese?
Some of them
Should cats eat cheese? Oh, also, I'm incredibly sorry, Nat sir, if you're still here, you asked, hey, I just dropped in, are there one city kind of achievements in the game? I don't know if there's a one city achievement to get. Like a Steam achievement.
I don't remember all the achievements.
There's lots of achievements, and I believe you can look up the list. We currently could probably shift alt tab. Oh no, shift tab. I believe would show us the achievements, but that might take a bit.
I think OBS doesn't pick up the overlay.
You have to have that setting turned on, and I don't think I have it turned on. Just in case. Achievements? Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
And there's a list so that you don't Swiss out on any of them. I want to get Emmental of them.
Just keep going.
Keep going. We're gonna think of more cheese names first.
I mean, chat, you can't see it, but I'm actually grinning behind the mask here.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Emmental is essentially what the French call Swiss cheese, which I don't think there's any difference between Emmental and Swiss cheese. My cat loves my homemade yogurts? Really? I didn't believe that cats were dairy lovers, but you say cats love dairy. Interesting. Maybe it's because of the protein. I don't know why I said protein that way, but I think the more of my unbranded sports drink that I had, the sillier I've gotten. Adult cats should not eat dairy on the regular. They're lactose intolerant, nor any animal really, aside from humans. I mean, humans are arguably lactose intolerant on a basis. I think we've evolved to be...
Well, kind of depends on where you're from, I guess.
Well, that
Like
yeah.
if you look at the global stats, it's depending on whether or not
It's
the
not like
area
Asians.
domesticated cows in the ancient era, you get more or less lactose intolerant. Of course, yes, Asians are among the people who have a very high rate of lactose intolerance.
I'm pretty sure I'm lactose
And
intolerant, but I just don't want to get tested so that I.
for example, other people, like I think if you look at Australian Aborigines, for example, they probably have a very high rate of lactose intolerance because they didn't have cows.
Right.
And
Interesting.
It's, I think
So we had to beat it into ourselves.
we kind of had to beat it into ourselves. Yes.
I like milk so much, even though it hurts. I will keep on eating it until my children's children don't have a reaction. So it's the sweet chemical they like from dairy, aka lactose, right? Sweet chemical. We're talking about the sugar.
Yeah, lactose would be milk sugar.
I'm too scared to be tested. Same, Dabicles, because then if I know that I'm lactose intolerant, I'll feel guilt every time that I eat dairy.
Any time when I'm not allowed to have it because you need to take some medication that doesn't go with it, like antibiotic. It's like, oh, why? I want to have a piece of chocolate which has milk in it, and I'm not allowed to have it. I want to have
Chocolate's
cheese.
so light on the dairy, though.
It depends
Especially
on
if it's dark chocolate.
the dark chocolate, maybe, but even then, there's
Milk solids or whatever.
milk in it, and the thing is with the milk, it's with the
No one-
with the antibiotics in particular. It's not the lactose that's the problem; it's the calcium in the milk. But it's like and I'm like even with the dark chocolate, it's like technically it should be fine. Do I want to risk it because it's it's medication, and then it's like no shot of milk in your coffee, no cheese on your bread, no yogurt.
Oh my gosh.
For dessert.
I will destroy my intestines for the rest of my life if it means that I get to have cheese in my life and butter. Butter is dairy. Butter isn't
Well,
dairy,
if it's actual butter, I guess it's sort of dairy, but
the amount of questions that I have on this stream is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's it's these kind of things that come up, and you're like, oh, I never thought about this.
I really think we should just have like an educational stream where people teach me things that I didn't know yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same, but I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait, does butter count as dairy?
It's from a cow.
It's from a cow. It's a milk product, but does that make it dairy?
Does dairy specifically have to do with the lactose?
Yeah,
because I don't think milk or I don't think butter has lactose in it.
Yep, and also if it's specifically the lactose, then suddenly goat cheese is dairy or not?
Does goat cheese not have lactose?
No, but no, that's the point. Like, is dairy a product that comes from cow milk,
Oh.
or is it
Specifically the
the lactose?
Well,
or
people
whatever.
don't
It's
say
like-
they're dairy intolerant. They say they're lactose intolerant. So it must just be the presence or absence of lactose, right?
But how
Also,
is
I did
dairy
see your
actually-
question or your comment, Gagao. I do see it, and I don't think I've ever eaten Gruyere, but that is indeed interesting to know
Hail, sovereign.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the war support going down, and
because they're just sitting there.
we were at 40 or something when this war
I think
started.
they were above us too. Yeah.
And here, the same thing again.
Anything from milk, any animal's milk. Huh? Gruyere is so good. That's iconic. Maybe I'll have to try it.
I could have sworn that this time they would actually attack. Nope.
They're just gonna stand there. I'm more of a soft cheese man myself. Actually, semi-soft, I guess is what I would say. There was this brand of cheese in Spain that I would literally eat every day if I had the opportunity, called Garcia Vaquero. Oh my gosh, the captions got that. You wouldn't believe it, but they spelled it correctly.
No, I think actually what we need to do here is we need more money to upgrade our units, and we need more science to get better units. So let's just accept
Sacrifice our industry.
sacrifice some industry.
We still have super great industry still, even with all those people out of there.
Meantime, we can see about +1 from ongoing trade. Thing is, because all of our trade kind of got broken. Now it updated. 30 money from the people in there, and we need to get trade up so we can actually start trading again
Yeah.
and make money from that.
If anybody can do it, it's you.
I think these guys need to hang around here and keep fighting off those Mycenaeans
Darn
who
Mycenaeans.
keep showing up.
No, it's 100%. I mean, okay, it doesn't have the accents that a true Spanish word would have. But Dark Arrow, do you know the brand of cheese that I'm talking about? Dark Arrow's from Spain. Although you're from Madrid, not Barcelona. I don't know where Garcia Baquero is from, though. I didn't get it that time. I probably said it too quickly. My dad's lactose intolerant, but he's fine with hard cheeses like cheddar. I do think the harder the cheese get, the more that the sugars are processed or broken down. So that's probably why a harder cheese is less, devastating to their bowels. It's everywhere. Okay, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, it's like this. So it has this crazy black waxy rind on it. It's not like a brie where it has like a moldy rind. It's just like a waxy rind. And then on the inside, it's just like super kind of like firm soft, semi-firm cheese. And oh my gosh, it's so delicious. Like it has such a mature flavor for being such a soft cheese. Sometimes you have to get the really hard cheeses to get that mature, almost like flowery. No, not flowery. Like fruity. Can you say a fruity vibe with a cheese?
I think so.
It almost has like a fruity quality to it, where it's kind of like a colorful flavor. I'm getting into foodie territory here, but I mean, what stream do I not talk about food? But yeah, no, it's so good. Oh my gosh. I just cut it up and eat it plain for snacks. But I don't think you can buy it here. I don't think the French would allow a Spanish cheese. I don't know. I don't see very many non-French cheeses here. Everything's like brie, camembert. I don't know. Why wouldn't we? Because there's other cheeses out there that are also delicious. I don't drink coffee, so I have no input. Is there a low import in France? I bet that helps the economy. New Amsterdam cheese is good. Where is New Amsterdam? Is that in the U.S.?
I mean, even old New York was once New Amsterdam.
Oh, that's a song.
Yes, from there might be giants. Istanbul, not Constantinople.
That's a history song. Can we play that on stream? Copyright. It's a type of cheese. Yeah, I know. Is it a real place though, Bergwin?
I mean, it is possible that that kind of cheese was made when New York was New Amsterdam, and that's why it's still called that. And besides that, there's probably a bunch of New Amsterdams, the same way that there's a billion Springfields, and a billion Yorks and Portlands, and Jamestowns is probably like a dozen.
Yeah, Albany. There's an Albany in New York, capital of New York, actually.
But do you have steamed hams?
Steamed ham? We don't.
Simpsons reference.
Oh, okay, I didn't get it. I haven't watched enough Simpsons.
I mean, that scene in particular became a meme where Skinner invites Chalmers to dinner, and he's like first says something about steamed clams, and then he completely ruins the dinner.
Clams.
And buys burgers, and then he's like, oh no, it's steamed hams, not clams. It's it's my New York dialect. And then Chalmers is like, but I'm from New York, and I never heard that.
Oh gosh. Hello and welcome, Dodgers, to the stream. How are you doing? Come in here just blasting questions. Didn't even say hi. No, not how we do it here in the stream.
But to answer the question...
Yeah, but we will answer the question.
To answer the question, is the turn limit being removed? Yes and no. Yes, there will be more options to control when your game ends, or how your game ends. But they will not release next week. They will release in the patch the week or 2 weeks. I don't remember exactly how long after, but the patch for the update. The I don't know the version number. Guys, just let us siege, please. Could you stop this?
They just keep on sorting.
Yes, and it's.
Do not.
I mean,
there
it's
was
working.
support.
Okay, we have 100. Can we?
Well, they're not at 0 yet, so we can't. force them.
Okay.
But we will soon have invented the knick,
The connect.
the knights, or you know.
Oh, the knigget.
In Middle English, I believe it was actually knischt.
Niched. Oh, okay.
From similar to the German knecht.
I can only think of the French knights in Monty Python.
Yeah.
English kniggets.
Yeah.
Your father smelled of elderberries.
Yeah, but no, I was thinking of I think there was actually a movie made of it recently. Famous Middle English poem, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. It's the one where this knight in green armor shows up at the court of King Arthur, and he's like, I have this giant axe. One of you gets to take the first swipe at me, but I get backsies. And
he was just confident enough.
He was so confident.
Kill him.
Yeah.
With the first stroke.
No. Then Sir Gawain is like, I'll take that. Takes the axe, beheads him. And then the Green Knight picks up his head, puts it back on, and walks out.
Oh, okay.
And 1 year later, it's time for Sir Gawain to go face his fate. And that's only where the poem picks up.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's as much as I will get into here, because I don't remember the details of the rest. Because there's the whole, the wife of the Green Knight and a belt given as a gift, etc., and it's basically the Green Knight is
unfamiliar with the story.
It's the Green Knight is testing the honor of Sir Gawain, basically.
Okay. Interesting. Well, we are getting rather close to the end of the stream here, as it is 7:51 p.m. here in Paris, France. Lovely Paris, France. Welcome to the weather by Jordan. Today was a sweltering 64 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius for all you European people out there, but 64 is t-shirt weather in my opinion.
Hey, we completed a whole 20% of a trebuchet.
Nice.
I guess we put down like the frame it stands on, and then these guys kept sending their peasants standing on the walls and shouting at us, "Your father smelled of elderberries."
I fart in your general direction. Yeah, good times. First in t-shirt weather, anything above -10. -10 Celsius or Fahrenheit? Because -10 Fahrenheit can confirm is... Why do they have so many boats?
That's all of their Mongol hordes.
Oh
sitting
my
in the boat.
gosh.
No, hunting hordes, I think.
Nick, yeah.
But we have actual boats, which are a bit stronger than their boats.
Penkatonkers. The Penkatonker. The Pentatonics. If the captions are to believe. Yeah,
does caption catch Pentaconter? Probably not.
Pentaconter.
It didn't
that was
quite
close.
spell it right. It means I'm not entirely sure, but it means something like 50 oars or something like that. Because if you look at the art, they had like 5 rows of 10 each.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm from Oregon, so like we anything above 60, we pretty much would go outside in shorts and t-shirts. But like, it's all kind of your perspective and what you're acclimatized to at that point.
Yeah.
Because I can confirm that it's still cold outside at 60 if you're used to 80-degree weather or whatever. But if you're used to like 30 degrees, it also has to do with the humidity, and it's quite humid here in relatively in Paris. Dry winters in like Utah were really easy to stay warm. It could be like 0 degrees outside, and as long as you have like a nice jacket on and that it blocks the wind, you can stay warm for forever. Is summertime ending for you this week? When does summer officially end? I think it's probably ended already.
Summer has officially ended. in September. Which one is it? I don't remember which day in September, but officially it ends on like the what's this?
The solstice, yeah, the summer solstice.
No, not this solstice, the equinox.
The equinox. True.
Got the words confused there.
Yeah, my sister in Bali since 2016 is feeling cold when the temperature is down to 20 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it's kind of just relative, you know. If it's relatively, hot for you or cold for you, it doesn't even matter what the temperature is.
I may have miscalculated because I didn't see that they had the other army in the fog of war.
Yeah.
But we got this post for basically free.
Yeah.
We paid some influence for them.
It was a lot.
Yep. The boats were only a third of the army.
Oh, that's true.
And we still have the other 2 parts of the army.
Winter hour starts on Sunday. Oh, okay, is that when winter officially starts?
I mean, there's a difference between when does winter start and when does
officially
winter time or summertime start.
I think the calendar is just a bit off at this point because I think it starts feeling cold later than what winter officially is, and then it stays cold longer than what winter officially is. Fortunately, I live in Australia and my heat tolerance sucks. I can take cold all day though. Really? I mean, Australia is pretty hot from what I've heard. That must be a pain in the butt. Daylight savings time, CEST. We still do daylight savings time here in France, right? I kind of wish the world would stop doing daylight savings time because I think it's kind of not a good system.
Yeah, I mean it may have been a system that made sense when it was introduced, but these days when it's like with the time you work, either it's dark when you go to work or it's dark when you come home. You always need the power at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Went shopping at Walmart with my mom. Nice. What'd you pick up, Oscar? Did you get anything good? You get some Legos? Or maybe some Pop-Tarts? Have a happy Halloween. Oh, I know what you got. You got Halloween candy, didn't you? You got pumpkins on your mind.
Honestly, we did better than I expected with this battle. Already killed what? 6 of them?
6 of them, yeah.
And there's only 5 left. We might take out most
2
of
more?
them.
Maybe?
Depends
on how hard they focus.
Two of ours can take out 1 of theirs in 1 turn. So we might take 3 more, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe 4. But
I'm betting 2.
That's a next turn problem.
Yeah. Which probably we'll do 1 more turn. We got 3 more minutes.
I don't think I can manage these battles in 3 more minutes, but we could make
so
a
maybe this is
position
the
on
end
this.
of our turn. Okay.
Oh, and they're actually the horsemen are back to do their laps around our walls.
Oh my gosh. Have 1 clock time worldwide. How would that work though? You just have different relative what's your day time?
I mean, that's what time zones are.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what time zones are though, right? It's just a relative time to say what time of the day it is. I don't know.
I mean, the strange thing with the time zones then is when you get stuff like,
half-hour times?
Half-hour times, quarter-hour times, or even
same latitude,
but it's
like different hours.
UK and
France.
and Portugal and France, yeah, or like Spain and Portugal. Where,
yep.
And then when you look at the map, and sometimes you're like, it's this time zone. It just makes this giant
S-curve.
bulge.
Yeah.
Because of the way the country is shaped or something like that. And
the Eurocrats. I love it. They're not bureaucrats, they're Eurocrats. A little political joke for you. As always, winter comes suddenly after autumn. Yeah. I went from shorts and t-shirts to scarves and hats. 8 o'clock is 8 all around the world. Right. Just keep GMT, the point of origin. I guess the Greenwich Mean Time is a good...
I'm pretty sure that, technically speaking, when I say technically, I mean like on a technological basis, even the British don't use GMT anymore. It's now like UTC.
Yeah.
Like Universal time.
Well, some people
something?
still do GMT plus.
I mean,
whatever.
GMT is what people talk about, but like, I mean, on a technical level, the stuff your clock syncs to and all of
it
that
syncs too. It's not.
it's not technically GMT anymore because the UTC is like, it's for all practical purposes the same time, but it's like tracked in a different way, I think.
Right. Ooh, it might not die. I love how the boats turn sideways. The fire.
Now these are going down. It was a bit of an unlucky roll. Oh, but it might, if it moves it.
Moving this unit will damage it, yeah.
If it moves, but I think no.
Oof.
But we took a good chunk of them with us.
Yeah. Heck yeah. They only have 2.5 left.
The biggest problem is more that this.
I hope our little chat is
support.
a something.
Yeah. That's fair.
Anyway, I think we're done with the stream for today, and
Woo! How did we
guess-
do, chat?
I guess next week we will not be continuing this because we don't want to risk it.
So let's check our fame. Let's check the state of our kingdom before we go.
We were pretty close to catching
got
up
up
to
to
first place.
Yeah, we're hot on the tails of first place.
60 points,
How does
actually.
our one city look? How did we do on the one city challenge?
Besieged?
Besieged.
We really haven't been able to develop this one city because there's a constant stream of Mycenaeans and wait, what culture are they now? And Aztecs.
Aztecs, yeah.
We're just standing around our walls making noise. It's
Goodness gracious. Well, cool. Thank you all for being here. It's fantastic having you all in the streams. Just as a quick reminder, we have 3 streams every week currently. We have Rogan's streams on Tuesday. We have Wild Wednesdays on Wednesdays.
what a surprise.
Yeah, surprisingly. And then we have our Humankind streams on Thursdays. We'd appreciate having you at all of those streams if you can. They're at different times, so make sure to check our Twitch panels where we have our schedules, and it will always tell you when the next stream is going to be, so keep an eye on that. Rogan's been playing Humankind. I've been doing variety games. Yesterday we played Super Monkey Ball, which was super fun. And probably next week we'll be doing a party game, kind of like a game show. I hope.
I was wondering if next week, since it's shortly after Halloween, you should do the whole. I challenge you to stress yourself through
A
the
scary
beginning
game?
of Alien Isolation.
Maybe we do a scary game. I don't know. We'll have to see.
At least the stream's only 2 hours. The first 2
That's
hours
true.
are fairly harmless. It
I'll
doesn't really
sweat.
pick up until later.
I'll sweat, but maybe we'll do it. But yeah. So, anyways, have a fantastic weekend. Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate the support, and we have been Amplitude Studios. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic night. We'll catch you later.